Wait a minute, I don't think this is my room.
Just play a 3DS game.
Swear to God, this is freaking Sonic Generations for the 3DS. I'm going to flip out.
Double reach each other, what we can do. You are next to me and I'm next to you. Pushing on through until the battle's won.
Do you guys remember Sonic Generations? I hope you do. Well, I mean, apparently, some guy at Sega was like, let's put it on the 3DS. Alright, I'll keep the plot simple, because I don't really like to talk about the plot in Sonic games. Basically, he's celebrating his birthday, and then some time thing sucks Sonic into a vortex, brings him into a white world, because why not, and now that's your excuse to go back and play all these levels from the past games. Speaking of levels, do you like Green Hill? Green Hill is the first level of this game, and it lets you get a grip of the controls. But honestly, the controls for this port aren't actually half bad. I mean, they're a bit slippery here and there, and using the circle pad when it comes to spin dashing, for some reason, you have to be really precise when moving down on the spin dash button. But other than that, it controls pretty well. Same thing with the modern levels. The boost controls are fine, and I would be completely honest to say that they're better than the HD version. They control so much more fluid. Other than it feeling a bit more slower, I like this control scheme. I mean, I may sound a bit controversial for this, but I like it. The awesome thing about this version is that every single level is different other than Radical Highway and Green Hill. Just the whole game is completely different, and that's what separates it from all the other versions of it. The all new levels you got in this game consist of freaking Casino Night. I don't know if I can call that a new zone because it was a DLC kind of thing in the HD version. You got freaking Mushroom Hill, Emerald Coast from Adventure, which is just amazing. Water Palace from Rush. I didn't like this one. I've never liked Water Palace and Rush. Tropical Resort from Colors, and that's basically it. This is really surprising that they would completely redo this for the handheld version. It shows more of a 2D history of the game instead of how the HD version so a 3D version. And I honestly think this is a good move. Now you see, this game isn't without its flaws. It's a Sonic game after all. I'll be safe to say that it's definitely better than 06. But I mean, every game is. The only problem with the flaws in this game is that some bug in the game turned my 3DS into a Vita. Okay, I really gotta get the special stages out of the way. They're just basically filler for you to get the emeralds. All you do is run forward into a bunch of balls that collect boost, and then go as fast as you can. Your time limit is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and all you gotta do is just run to the emerald, and that's the whole special stage. I get the ones in Sonic were kind of like this, but I mean, they made you collect a certain amount of rings until you got the emerald, which kind of gave it a bit of challenge. This is just boost and dodge spikes until you hit the emerald, which it just seems like filler to make the game longer. Okay, I'm gonna be 100% honest. The dialogue cutscene things, the text-based things, were just so bad that I skipped all of them. You can kill me if you want to. Okay, Seaside Hill is pretty all over the place, I'll admit that. It is definitely more of a maze than anything. I know most Sonic games are meant to have branching paths, but this one, it is just a maze instead of branching paths, and it honestly kind of ruined the level. And then you got Tropical Resort. Oh my lord, it is just frustrating. I lost. I think I got about 4 game overs playing that one, and it was just mad. I think it was mainly because it was the final main level before the last boss. But it's kind of frustrating. Alright, so now let's talk about the final boss. I wish it didn't exist. You probably noticed that I didn't talk about any of the bosses in the game. That's mainly because none of them to me were noteworthy, because they're all basically just jump on the enemy until you win, and it's the same pattern. They're like the old Genesis games, and they're basically just jump until you win. The final boss, on the other hand, is different, but to me it's not different in a good way. It's probably just worse than the final boss in the Xbox 360 version. You see, the problem with this boss is it's just some sluggish space shooter thing for the 2D sections where you just dodge bullets, and it takes like basically 2 minutes in order to hit them once, and then like the 3D areas are you just like going towards them as fast as possible, and then you have to dodge them in like a circle. This goes on to me for way too long, and it just ruins the ending and makes it so it has no lasting impact on you. It's not fun, it's not good in any way, shape, or form, and I just think they should have gone with the same type of style as the last boss in the Xbox 360 version. Even though the final boss in that version is still not good. It's just okay. After you beat the game, Eggman gets stuck in that white area because, you know, you basically beat the time meter which he was controlling.
Spoiler alert.
And now, you have beaten the game. It wasn't satisfying, but it was playable, and I didn't get bored halfway through the game and give up. So I'll give them credit on that. Overall, I would say Sonic Generations on the 3DS is a pretty decent port. If you ever see it at a store for cheap, go pick it up or something. I'm gonna just leave it here and say bye. Make sure to follow my Twitter and for updates and such, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna go look at some fan art. Ah, yes.